Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us. It's been a wonderful morning, and we're going to elevate things even more. It was a glittering night of rugby excellence. Post a glittering World Cup, the 2023 World Rugby Awards in Paris celebrated the sport's finest achievements and players. And the evening saw rugby legends inducted into the World Rugby Hall of Fame. Brian, I love you, Guy, recognizing some outstanding talents in the sport, and sports journalist and commentator and very good friend of our show, Nathan Gokela, is here to share some of the highlights. But yeah, an amazing evening, especially so close to such a wonderful World Cup. There were so many narratives playing out. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the All Blacks now. I've been won over. I get the culture, I get the history, and I get the players. Ardie Savea. Yeah. He is just a juggernaut within rugby, and he proved it on the field and as a leader of an All Black team that went through the most in the build-up during this World Cup. He's had a lot on his shoulders. Definitely Player of the Year for you?
I think we need to congratulate the nominees and the winners as well, firstly. Yeah. And people don't understand who the panel is. So the panel is like former international rugby players.
They know.
They're the ones they name the winner at the end of the day. So back to Ardie Savea. So Ardie Savea has played every single minute that he's been chosen for the All Blacks. So, yeah, that's
some old school rugby ethics there.
Yeah, so obviously showing a bit of passion and heart for the side. So I think at the end of the day, he deserves it. And, yeah.
As a player, what makes him different? Because he is there, he is fast and he can carry, he's a fetcher, but he seems to morph. Every game, he changes into what they need.
Yeah. The way he obviously brings a different dimension to the side, just the way he holds the ball into contact, just working for the extra mile or extra meter. So I think he brings an extra dynamism to All Black side. So yeah, I think he's a phenomenal player. It's been coming for him for quite some time now. And Siya Kolisi did mention it yesterday at the awards evening. So
yeah, I know there's a lot of respect, I think, between these players. This one had me a little confused at first, and when I look at the numbers, I can understand it. Andy Farrell's win as Rugby's best coach of the year. It feels a bitter pill to swallow when Jacques has achieved so much in the context of his journey and where the Springboks were and where we are right now. But we cannot take anything away from what Ireland did during Andy's tenure. Yeah. Do you agree with this decision?
I think people don't understand. I think we have to take it back to the nominees now. Fiji coach, just going through all the nominees now. Fiji coach, he took the team to the quarterfinal. They beat Australia, but unfortunately they missed out past the quarterfinal.
Just fell short.
Ian Foster, yes, he was nearly sacked by New Zealand Rugby. And he took the team to the World Cup final, which is a phenomenal feat by itself. Same situation with Jock Ninoba, same adversity,
and winning by 1 point. That was written off, and then we came back and won last year's World Cup, and then we were written off, and we've come and won this, and we are undoubtedly the best team in 100%. The world. So I think my only jab at that would be the fact that we have done so much. This coaching team has done so much to transform the game that will last forever. This Ireland team season will be forgotten. The impact of Rassie and Jacques, and maybe the Rassie and Jacques combination, maybe that's where they went wrong, is to say, listen, it hasn't just been Jacques, it's been a team. And a director of rugby informing that as well. But fair game to Andy Farrell and that Irish team, and I think they're feeling it as well. The dream team, everybody's favourite part of a World Cup, is looking at those players who shone. What did you make of the makeup of this dream team this year?
In terms of representation of the dream team, obviously it's a year-long process for the team to be chosen. It wasn't fair because, I mean, 4 teams out of, I don't know how many teams in World Rugby, it doesn't really represent World Rugby overall. So there's a bit of a tough one, diversity and inclusion for other teams. I think some players were snubbed. Pieter-Steph du Toit, Frans Malherbe, Nigel Lever of Fiji, that outside centre we spoke about earlier on. So I think a lot of guys who felt they were a bit snubbed, but I mean, it was...
Maybe that just lights the fire. I don't think Pieter-Steph could care, to be quite honest. I think he has one goal in mind, and that's crunching that body in 100%. Front of him. Absolutely beautiful. So we've seen some incredible names being inducted into the Hall of Fame. A notable name, a proud son of South African rugby, and one of the greatest contributors to the Springbok brand and style of play. Brian Abana gets a very, very special nod.
Yeah, it's good to see Brian Abana there. Past players and public figures who've won. John Smith, Osturant, just to name a few, even Nelson Mandela. So
yeah, Tata Madiba, Francois, yeah.
So he's up there with the esteemed people who've won the Hall of Fame. It's not for everyone. It's only for certain
Not likely
people,
given, yeah.
So if we were to think about who's going to win it next, let's say, I don't know, if we look at the history of the players or coaches or public figure who won it. So I think maybe like Siya Kolisi, Rasmus might be in contention moving forward.
Wow, I have a feeling Rassie would love the sound of that. But we know none of these South African players, the team, the management are about individual kudos. This is a team effort that started probably about 10 years ago, maybe when Rassie was playing and first brought video analysis to Nick Mallett. Maybe that's when this journey started. But either way you slice it, South Africa have put their hand up as the best rugby team in the world. If we didn't get all the accolades, we don't care. We're the world champions, baby.